Hi everybody, hello everybody, hello. My name is Ulwando and I hope you guys can hear me well. I think I'm coming down with the flu, and today when sevens are outside and the wind was winding, and I think I probably have what would have been tonsillitis if I still had my tonsils, but I don't think my body quite understands that I don't have them anymore. So today we're talking about last minute clients. All right. Before I go ahead, guys, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for interacting with these short videos that I'm doing for you guys. It really is motivating me to like push and really use them as like my vlogmas and try post every other day on, so that you guys have something to, you know, while it's December, while people are taking a back seat, because that's the one thing that that's an advice I will give you. Anytime people relax in any business, whether it's school, business, if you like a sportsman, the time when people are relaxing, use that time to get your ducks in a row. So the time when I'm a voga or they coming back to the same level they were at, you have up a few notches of your work. So if you're an events planner and you are watching these clips, or you just stumbled upon this video, I would really suggest that you sit down, get a pen, get a file, get a book, and actually note down these things and see what you can implement that can help you change your business. I'm closing for December, but I'm not closing. I have so many things I want to change. I have so many things I want to upgrade on. There's so many things I want to implement and plan for, and I know I cannot wait for Jan to do them, because then otherwise I'll only start to do them in maybe March. But if I use the downtime to plan for them, I'll be a step ahead, right? Okay, let's not get sidetracked. Today we're talking about last minute clients. The bane of my existence. And funny enough, today I had a last minute client, but today's client is a bit of an exception. It was my daughter's school. Okay, now last minute clients, my advice to you is no, don't do it, don't take it, don't accept it, refund them, suzingena, don't entertain it, don't even hear what the story is, refund their money. Okay, unless your daughter's school, of course, that needs you to go make 100 kids happy. So and today is a perfect example of why you shouldn't do it. Hence I was like, this will be the perfect one, the perfect topic for us to talk about. So what happens with last minute client is they never last minute. It's always, well, 70-30% of the time, it's a client who had inquired with you months or weeks ago. You quote them, everything goes successfully, then they decide to ghost you for whatever reason. Okay, now these reasons can range to they are comparing your prices, they are still putting the money together, and they're just shy to tell you that. Oh well, I don't know what the other reasons, but these usually are the top two. Oh, and then some clients honestly do forget, like legit forget. But nalapo, how do you forget? But we're not there. Then what happens then is, then as a business person, you cannot take a person's word as gold, no. Only if a person pays you a security booking confirmation amount or fee is the only time you put or you write that person's event in your book. Up until then, it's just a quote. You don't start planning anything, you don't start diarizing anything, you don't start buying nothing, only when the person pays. And the reasons why you do this, because you can start planning, you can start buying, you can start drafting, you can start painting things because you're excited, only for the client to drop you, ghost you, or tell you, no, I've decided to go with somebody else. So that's one of the things I learned, that I don't even go to Pinterest. Look guys, sorry, I'm so tired. I don't even go to Pinterest to even check a thing. Like, I don't do nothing that I used to do in the beginning. Sorry about that. There was a knock at the door. It was my driver coming back from storage, and he came to park the truck. So basically we do it all over again tomorrow. All right, and Kumbulba where I was, but I think I was telling you a client can cancel on you while you've spent money trying to do event. Yeah, I can, because you got overly excited. All right, so we affirmed, right? Like, we're not gonna have this discussion. Right? We don't do it. So the reasons why you don't do it, now we refer back to my example with the school. So they inquired with me weeks ago. I quoted, they were happy, and obviously it's my child's school, so I give a generous discount. Then the day before they made payment, teacher calls, my daughter's teacher calls me, did you get the payment? I'm like, no. Principal said she paid. I was like, okay, no. So this is past me doing the event, the wedding. So guys, if it's not written down or paid for, I don't put it in my train of thought. So the next day, which was yesterday, the payment comes through, right? Payment comes through, and I revert back to her. I'm like, okay, I got the money. I'll go through your event list and the thing that you require. I sent back a thing like a receipt to show that I've received the money, except an updated invoice, because they wanted an invoice, not a code. Cool. After doing that, I went on with my day, only for her, the teacher, to send me a text around 2, asking me, what time are you coming tomorrow? I was like, huh? Tomorrow? So I quickly go to my text and I confirm, yeah, the event is tomorrow, and it's a prize giving. It's today and tomorrow. It's a prize giving for the primary school. So today is the grade 1 to 3, and then tomorrow I think it's grade 6 and 7. Now, in my heart of hearts, this is when, if it was any other client, I would have asked for banking details and done a clean refund. I would not have argued. But because it was my daughter's school, and I just thought of those little people, and I also want to make a good impression, you know, like, and I don't want to drop the ball on the teacher, because I know she really fought for me to like get the tender. So I just communicated to her. I said, listen, short notice, but I'm gonna do what I can, and but yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Now, I had planned for everything to go according to the time. My team arrived early the night before. I requested my graphics designer to do the poster. In the morning by 8, I already had the poster. It was ready, like everything was ready to print. But then, because as last minute things do, Jiggy, my guys are stuck in traffic. Jiggy, my guys are an hour late. Next thing, they're 2 hours late. I'm sitting at the school, I'm blowing balloons. Jiggy, they want to go print, issue the print. Then we realize that the color of the design for the backdrop sticker doesn't match the color of the balloons. So I request, obviously, for the change. So he does, he makes it lighter. From there, what happens? Gets to the printer, so I emailed the printer then takes forever and a day to print. Jiggy at 12, there's talks of load shedding. I am stressing out, so eventually I tell them, just leave the printer, come to me, let's at least set up the stage and do the flooring and put the balloons. Then the sticker, will either stick it, if we have time, on there, or we'll just stick it on that, because I had 2 backdrops. We'll stick it on the other backdrop, then that one they can use as a photo booth, and then tomorrow For the older guys, they can swap them around and put the balloons on these ones because they requested to keep the equipment for 2 days. Again, I didn't charge them. I said, no, it's fine, you can keep them for 2 days. As long as the balloons are still standing, I'm fine. But now what was happening was, so I'm the only one who's aware of the time and the fact that I was paid late. Well, and the principal and the lady who booked me, the teacher. But now I can see the other teachers, they keep coming in and they get called, oh, okay, how far is she? And I want to look at the time, like, now it's 12:30, she hasn't done anything. And then eventually one of them walks in and she's like, the time. And I'm like, yeah, the time. So like, I'm king on always educate your client. So I, number one, was panicking for myself because as a person who's delivering a service, I would like to be done on time without that stress of so I already was feeling some type of anxiety about it. So the teachers who kept on coming in and looking and checking were making me more anxious and very uncomfortable. So now this one teacher who did make a comment, I was like, what's that? And I told her, I said, listen, please do me a favor. I spoke very nice. I said, please do me a favor. I understand you don't know this, so I'm going to tell you, and I'd like you to please share this with the other teachers. I've been here, I was here on time, but unfortunately, I'm running late. I'm running late because I was paid late. 2 o'clock is the time I was paid. From 2 o'clock up until now, which is what, not even 12 hours or 24 hours, I had to buy balloons, offload a truck because my truck has still been standing from the wedding. My guys are off. Go offload the truck from wedding stuff, load the truck with their things, get balloons, organize printing through the night, the design, get it printed, and also have one other delivery, and just like do all of this and still make it here so that your event can start by 1 o'clock. So I really don't appreciate people walking up and down and coming to check on me. Can they all just give me space and I'll be done when I'm done? And she was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. I said, no, I understand you don't know. It's all right. But now can you just puff and pass the message so I can work in peace? And just like that, she was fine. The teacher who booked me came in told me other things were running late. I was also told the same. I said, don't forget, remember, you paid me late, so things are running late with me. But physically, I was able to arrive on time, but all the things that you requested and all the things that I want to deliver obviously are impacted by time. So event eventually starts, but the parents literally come in like the biggest group. It's like the parents were standing somewhere banging at the same time, and I was still putting the final touches of the balloon. My driver had gone back to the printer to go fetch the backdrop sticker, and my other guy was busy mopping the ABS flooring and we're putting tape. So we are still like scrambling to do all of this, and which is the one thing I hate when guests arrive and I'm still working. It's just so unprofessional, and they don't understand why I'm still working. They're like, oh, are these people not ready? And majority of the teachers there probably didn't know or won't be told, because I mean, who's gonna say, no guys, you know, we paid her late, that's why she's like working under pressure now, please let's be patient. Nobody does that. If anything, the teachers were like now starting to get anxious because now they were panicking because the parents are there, and it was just like a whole show. But I was just like, my one thing is to finish this backdrop, and of which I did, and it was stunning. It looked so cute. Imagine how much more nicer it would have been had I been paid on time, had I been able to arrange everything the day before, had I left my house and went straight to the venue and not gone from my house to storage, from storage to delivery, from delivery to a collection, from collection to the school, from the school back to collection, and then collection back to the school. And then on top of everything, you add the weather. But thankfully, because I do amazing work, the client was happy. And when I left, they were really, really so impressed with the way I styled everything, because I brought extra things. So that's what you do. You bring extra things when you really want to make a good name for yourself. All right. So now that is a good example of why you do not take last minute orders. You do not want to put yourself in these situations, unless, of course, it's your daughter's primary school giving thing. Another one is that funny, I wrote here, every time I tell myself I'm not going to take a last minute client, I always do. And isn't it funny? Here I am taking it, but I really, really urge you guys, do not. It's not worth it. Not take a last minute client. Financially, no matter how well you quoted that client, because now you're taking them last minute. So last minute, guys, can be they paying you the day before. Last minute could be they paying you a week before. Last minute could be they paying you 3 days before. Last minute is relative to the event scale and type. Now, most events usually include some part of outsourcing. There's printing involved, there's flowers involved, there's driving around, there's collecting and hiring things involved. Now imagine trying to do an event that you could have done over 2 weeks of chilled, relaxed planning, and one day I send my driver and he drives around Joburg, I fill up the tank, I buy the guys lunch, they drive all around Joburg doing all my collections, balloons, everything. Then I know on Thursday, so they do this on Wednesday, Thursday we pack up everything, we make sure everything is fine. Friday we load the truck. Saturday we go to the event. Now the client wants to pay me 2 days before the event. Where is my time to plan? How am I now coordinating all the things that need to happen efficiently so that I don't have my truck driving from Pretoria to Sandton, from Sandton back to Centurion, from Centurion to Eastgate, Soweto, from Soweto, then he's going to Midrand, Sunninghill, just for him to go back to Eastgate Mall. Do you understand? When a client books you late, you're no longer thinking sensibly, you're no longer planning wisely. That's when you then waste money. Whatever profit you thought you're going to have, you're not going to have it anymore, because you're not buying the best, you're not buying the cheapest, you're not buying the best. When I'm saying the best, I'm not saying like the best quality, as in the best preference for you. So example, if you are used to buying flowers at the market and someone books you on Thursday to do an event on Friday and it's closed, you are now forced to go buy flowers at Woolworths, or you have to go to Pick and Pay. Now the cost for those flowers is relatively more and for less than what you get at the flower market. So now you, as the party planner, as a stylist, you end up incurring those costs, whether it's for printing. I know the companies who put rush order fees on things. So if you submit and you want the work done in 24 hours, 48 hours, they charge you for it. So that's pretty much where I'm going, or ideally I would like us to put our minds into that. If a client is coming to you and they want you to take an event that you have quoted for fairly weeks in advance, days in advance, and then I'll pay you and they need to do it, there's nothing wrong with adding a rush order fee or rush work fee, rush booking fee, whatever you want to call it, because you want to now cover up the extra expenses that you are now going to incur, because you now have to drive to more places, probably have to use my car and the driver's car. I'm probably just buying because I'm buying out of desperation. I'm not looking for the best deals, I'm not looking for the right color balloons, I'm just buying a lot because I don't want to run out. I'm not planning for everything. So that rush order fee, that rush order booking, like money that you must charge the client, money that will then cover those expenses. Are you with me? So that when the client sees, good, okay, I missed the booking, my estimate is expired, automatically when they can't book you, they have to pay the fee. And if they don't want to pay the fee, then you don't want them. I've had a few clients where I charge them late booking fee, and they said no, and I said sharp, no, I'm not going to do it because it's just not worth it. Literally every fiber of my being goes into and then I'm a stress ball, and I stress my staff, and half the time I don't really do the best work, so, and the profit and the boni as much, so I'm better off not doing it if the person is not going to pay me that booking fee, because I'm not going to do things because they want it. But I understand in the beginning, siyazenza, because we're desperate for work and you're trying to build your profile and your reputation, but do not get into the habit of saying yes all the time to late bookings. The biggest thing about late bookings is the anxiety. I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from terrible anxiety. So for my peace, I don't think it's worth it, really. For my peace and my sanity, I don't think late bookings are worth it. Financially, like I said, it's not worth it. The time frame to now suddenly be superwoman. And the worst part is that when you get to the client's house and you're doing the event, similar to the school scenario, when you're there setting up, the client is not understanding of why you are late. The client will never be understanding of why you got a certain shade of pink wrong, and it's not baby pink, but just pink, or it's not guys, I told you I got sick at the event. They're not forgiving when you don't have printing, when you don't have a certain, or when your style is not the same style that you do. The client, they are not understanding. On the day of the event, they will still expect perfection because you took their money. So I really hope, I also take my advice and I say no more to last minute clients. And that's my 2 cents to you for the day. To do not take that booking. I have a number, guys, that's been stalking me. Like, I don't know who this is, and every time I answer it, it drops. Yeah, so we'll close off the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Please do comment if you have any experience with a last minute client. Let me know how it worked out for you. Until then, I will see you soon with the next topic. Yeah, bye.